there, friends. It is Catherine Massell, Conscious Creatrix. Hello and welcome to the weekly energy check-in for the week of May 19th, 2019. Got some really interesting energies moving around, a lot of things moving, shaking, shifting. This Scorpio blue flower moon that we've just had, this full moon, is pretty intense. I always feel the full moon energies pretty intensely. Messes with my sleep patterns and whatnot, and I have crazy dreams when I do sleep. But it's all good because it's bringing in a lot of realization for a lot of us. It's opening up our quantum field of potential, of being able to kind of feel into what's possible for us. So it's a very exciting time, and there is a theme this week, a major theme this week, of consolidation. So I'm going to get into it here in a second, and you're going to want to stick around today for the whole talk that I'm giving today, because I'm going to be sharing with you how it is that I intuitively tap into these energies, the flow of energies, and kind of take an intuitive snapshot of what's happening with the flow of energy and how I can decipher information from that. It's actually kind of simple. And it's one of those ways that you get to play with the quantum you and also trust in your intuitive abilities a little bit more when you kind of play at this level. So I'm going to share with you how I do that and how you can do it too. And also I'm going to talk about some really special offers that I've got for this week, since it is Memorial Day weekend coming up this next weekend. I am doing a ME-morial Week Sale, meaning a memorial to the you that you have been. And this is a time to reinvent yourself, funnel all of the new creative energies that are coming in very constructive and tangible ways, practical ways to help change your entire reality. And so I'm putting pretty much everything that I offer on sale at this point, except for private coaching. That doesn't get discounted, but pretty much all of my online programs are going to be on sale, including the Wealth Consciousness Collective, which actually is starting on Wednesday. So I'm going to be talking about that too, so stick around. So feel free to always share this video if you like the information. If you jive with my vibe, you want to check out more of what I do, just go to catherinemassell.com. If you want to receive these weekly energy check-ins right to your email inbox, easy peasy, every Sunday after I record them, all you need to do is go to catherinemassell.com, wait about 4 seconds, and then a little light box pops up on my homepage, and you'll be prompted to put in your email information. And once you're on my list, you get sent this stuff every week. And also, you are the first to know about any sales, online programs, launchings, things that I'm doing that I will share with my email audience, like sometimes energy activations that I have maybe archived from the past that aren't on other venues or I should say platforms like YouTube or my podcast. If you like what I do and you want to get this on my podcast, you want to listen to this on audio, The Abundant Intuitive, you can check that out. I have hundreds of energy activations and talks on all things spiritual on my Abundant Intuitive podcast. It's on Google, Stitcher, what else? iTunes, Spotify. So plenty of ways to get the goods from me free, my YouTube channel as well. So let's get into it. This energy that is, I should say, the snapshot of the energy that is coming in this week is all about consolidation. It's about consolidation. Now, at first blush, when we hear that word, we think, okay, decluttering maybe, well, that's kind of included in that, but it's not exclusive to decluttering. Decluttering is part of consolidation, meaning you can't really consolidate something without doing a little bit of decluttering. But decluttering isn't the major theme here this week. It's consolidation. And when we think of consolidation, we kind of make the parallel of decluttering. We think of it in physical ways. We think of it in very tangible physical ways, like decluttering our lives of the things that are actually creating physical clutter in our lives, like piles of stuff in our house, in our car, in our bedroom, wherever that might be. But really the energy of consolidation this week is more about the consolidation of energies, the consolidation of ideas. So decluttering on a physical level can really help you with this, because anytime we have less physical clutter in our lives, there's less spiritual clutter. Meaning we are kind of opening up a void of energy to kind of funnel the good stuff that we do want in our lives when we get rid of things that are just they've outlived their use to us, or they just are creating chaos or maybe even drama in our lives in one way or another. So a good physical purge, hey, it is springtime, it's wonderful to be able to do this work right now. And that does, on an energetic level, on a spiritual level, open up more of a void for you to experience more creative energies, more inspiration flowing in, and the things that you are focused on, the things you are creating an intention for, to come into your life without barriers, without blocks. So that's all good on the physical decluttering front. But what I'm talking about with consolidation this week, and certainly the kind of the vibe that's presenting itself to us after this kind of culmination of the full moon, we're still kind of reeling from the ripple effect of this full blue flower moon in Scorpio. But what it's really lending itself to, ooh, I just looked at my page. I have 888 likes on my page. I love 888. It's like 3 infinity symbols right next to each other. That's very promising, especially with the energy that we're talking about this week. And hi to everyone that's joining. I can't, for some reason, see the names, but hello, everyone. Let me know you're here. So this, coming off the heels of this full moon, and anytime we have a celestial event that feels powerful, it's essentially a power surge. And what we're experiencing when we have a power surge is a larger kind of scope of our quantum potential. Because with this power surge, it's basically a wave of ascension energy coming in to the planet and to us as individuals. And this means a wave of kind of energies that kind of shake us up and wake us up. So anytime that happens, we get to expand. If we're grounded in our bodies, this is really important for us to be really grounded as physical beings right now. Otherwise, you're not embodying these waves of ascension energies in a positive way. In fact, most of it is going to be repelled. Also, DNA activation has a lot to do with it. And that's going to be on sale this week too, by the way. But unless we're grounded, we're not really embodying these energies. So when these waves of ascension energies come in, and this, yes, can happen through things like celestial events, like a powerful full moon, what it's doing is actually opening up our quantum potential, meaning it opens up our scope of being able to see as humans what our infinite potential is, where possibility lies in ways that we hadn't imagined or really been able to open up our scope of perception up to before. Every time a major surge of ascension energies comes into the planet, this is what is available to us if you are grounded in your body. So when that happens, we get a bigger God's eye view, if you will, of our lives. And we get to see all the moving parts. And what's really important about this energy of consolidation right now is when you are able to see more of the moving parts, and you're able to pull back your scope of perception on all the little things going on, you can, through this new scope of perception, see how the things are interconnected. See how things that maybe felt separate before are actually really conjoined, and they tell part of a bigger story. This is the energy that's going to start to come in this week and be really, really apparent, like kind of like head smack, hand smack to the forehead, kind of like, why didn't I see that before? This is the energy of consolidation that I'm talking about. So let me give you more of a concrete example. If you are someone that likes to journal, for instance, as I do, like I have, it's kind of insane. I have notebooks upon notebooks upon notebooks of stuff just filled with all kinds of stuff, all kinds of ideas. So if you're someone like me who likes to journal and writes down what goes on in your head, for me, I write everything down because I never know when it's going to come in for me and be useful to me, and where I can tangibly or practically apply an idea that just comes in my head. When you go back and let's just say look through journal pages, let's just say you flip through the last 3-4 months of your journal, and things that seemed kind of separate before or unentangled, because one of the wonderful things about understanding more of our quantum potential is we understand that we're talking about a universal field of intelligence that is one. And in that idea of quantum physics, we have this idea of entanglement, okay? Everything is kind of interconnected, intertwined, kind of inextricably connected in one way or another. And our limited potential as human beings from being able to see this stuff is really starting to open up more and more as we experience more of these waves of ascension energies, okay? So things that, let's just say ideas that you might have had, things that you've written down. I'm talking about a very practical, tangible way to start thinking about these energies coming in, because that's how I like to talk about the weekly energy check-in. You'll start to realize some of the things you wrote down maybe a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and you wrote down last week, they tell a story. They interconnect. They consolidate. Things that were seemingly separate before are coming together in ways that we're starting to see a bigger picture, a larger narrative, a bigger story being told, okay? Be open and aware to this stuff. And this stuff can only and ever come into your field of awareness if you are present. So we got to get less out of constantly putting our energy in the future and what happens next, constantly lamenting the past and what has happened before, and we have no way of changing it. We need to get more present. As I'm often saying, a lot of my clients get really sick of me saying this. The now moment is the most unused piece of energetic real estate. We're either in the future or we're in the past. We're hardly ever in the present. But the thing is, the infinite nature of the now moment, when you are really present and awake and aware and totally checked into your field of awareness, meaning the scope of your perception that's happening all around you and within you, things come into your awareness that maybe were veiled to you before. That's the present moment. The now moment is everything. Everything you want to realize or know about yourself, know about the world, know about the universe, the cosmos, is available to you in the now moment. And I'm going to talk about this in a very tangible way in a minute when I talk about how you take an intuitive snapshot, just like I do, to do your weekly energy check-in if you want to do that for yourself. So take the time this week. Do an inventory of maybe where you've journaled. And if you are not someone who journals, this is probably a good way for you to realize just the power and the potential available in journaling, writing things down that are in your head. And another really amazing thing happens when you are journaling. You're getting a thought out of the fourth dimension, which is the matter of thought, and getting it in the second dimension by writing it down, getting pen in hand and literally writing it down on a piece of paper. You are making a thought, something that's kind of just an ethereal imprint of something that hasn't come to pass yet, and making it real first by writing it down. And then it has an opportunity to go through this passageway of becoming real on the physical playing field of your everyday life, okay? So journaling is really powerful, and it's a great way of manifesting things into being. We don't often think of it in that way, but we need to, especially now. Since we are manifesting things faster than ever before, we are accelerating thought into reality faster than ever before, feeling into reality better than ever before. So the energies coming in this week, the energies of consolidation, I want you to think about areas in your life that maybe seem separate to you, maybe even career and personal life. Start thinking about how these two areas kind of commingle, how they have a very intimate relationship with each other. I mean, the person that you are at work, even though you might put on a different face and maybe it's a more formal experience of you, it's still your work, your career. If you're an entrepreneur like I am, your work, your career is still an extension of you. It doesn't say everything about you, but it's an extension of you. And if you're thinking of these two things as very separate right now, you're going to start to maybe have some rude awakenings around that and see where there are real opportunities for you to tweak this idea that you are separate here from where you are over here. As a mom and as a person, as a career woman, as a person, as a daughter, as a person. These roles, they are extensions of you, but they are part of you, okay? And it's not that we're just here to fulfill these roles. We're here to be who we are as individuals and have these roles that we play be the highest and best extensions of who we are. They're not meant to truncate or hobble us in who we are. And a lot of us have been thinking about these extensions of ourselves as a mom, as a career woman, as whatever, as ways of kind of hobbling or kind of limiting our ability to express ourselves in the fullest and best way. They are not. And so you can start thinking about how you can maybe start consolidating those energies, bringing these entities of yourself, let's just say extensions of yourself, together in a more cohesive way. So with the energy of consolidation, there is this energy of coherence. We need to talk about coherence, because in order for you to consolidate your life where everything that you're doing, everything that you're being, and everything that you're thinking can be the highest and best expression of you. It can. If you want to know how to do this, you need to reach out to me and work in my signature program with me. But you can only change your entire state of being through coherence. Okay, so where you might want to consolidate things in your life and have a better overall experience of your everyday life, it can only come about if you are thinking and feeling and doing things in coherence, meaning everything kind of is on the same wave or frequency of being. It holds the same vibration. So if you're wanting to change anything, and it doesn't matter what it is, anything in your life, and you have this idea or maybe this kind of fantasy, this daydream of what it would feel like and what it would look like to be this person, have this thing, do whatever, but still you're holding on to this feeling of that's never going to be possible for me. I don't believe in the possibility of something greater for myself. I've tried to do it before and I messed up. You are having an incoherent electromagnetic signature, meaning you are broadcasting a signal to the universe that's a staticky wave of energy. It's got all kinds of static attached to it. So whatever you want, I don't care how many affirmations you recite, I don't care how many times you write down your desire or whatever, if you have an incoherent frequency going on or vibration, it ain't gonna happen. So this consolidation of energies, even though we've got really, really powerful ascension energies that we can work with and play with right now, I really want to use that word play, to kind of play with new ways of being and kind of get glimpses of new potentials that are available to us. We need to have this kind of sense of wonder in the spirit of play, rather than thinking that working towards our quantum leap is work. It's not. It's actually play. And it's more likely to come to you, this quantum leap in a way of being, if you have a sense of wonder, if you have a natural curiosity or a childlike innocence about playing with these quantum energies. But this consolidation, bringing these ideas together to create a more cohesive story, a coherent way of being, this is only going to happen if all your thoughts, your feelings, and your behaviors are in alignment with each other. So you really got to check into your intentions this week. What do you want to create? Get some clarity about what it is that you want. What do you want that to feel like? Go into that feeling as if it's already there, okay? A lot of you, this is old hat, but we can always be reminded, because there's so many triggers or events or experiences in our external reality that show up as an illusion, as a veil, and it kind of takes us back into this old, it shifts us very quickly into this old ego way of thinking, where the illusion is the reality, where we're kind of living in the matrix, okay? This false projection of who we are. We get sidelined by that way of being, that illusion, really, really quickly, especially when something shows up and it's a challenge for us. It's an issue, something feels hard. We're going to go back to that ego way of thinking. Why? Because we're just habituated that way. We are creatures of habit. We have learned a way of being that is, through repetition, through habituation, from the same thoughts, the same feelings, the same way of behaving over and over and over and over again. Creating a predictable way of being, which creates the same predictable outcomes in our outer reality. We always and ever have the ability to change this, but it's only going to happen if we have a different, coherent signal that we are broadcasting that's different than the one we broadcasted the day before, the week before, the year before. This is so important right now, because our ability to accelerate our manifesting abilities, meaning the ability to create at will, is so powerful and palpable and electric for us right now, that if you don't realize that you can take these energies that are present, these ascension energies, and really consolidate them, concentrate them. Think of the word consolidation in this way. You concentrate these energies within you. Do more grounding. Get more connection with Mother Earth, because the more you're connected with your root chakra to Mother Earth, the quicker your manifesting abilities are, especially when you connect in to the sacrum and the root chakra. You are going to accelerate your manifesting abilities if you are tuned and balanced in the root chakra and the sacral chakra, because this has everything to do with your creativity. It has everything to do with your sense of security and stability in your body, in this world, on this planet, right? In your financial world, any support or love that you need. If you're anchored and grounded in those energies, your manifesting abilities are like wildfire. They're really super fast. So what can you consolidate? What do you want to consolidate? When you hear that word, what does that mean for you? What part of your life that feels scattered and unattended to? consolidate it, okay? Take or concentrate those parts that maybe they're still useful to you. Maybe they still resonate for you. Take the good stuff, concentrate that into your way of being, but leave the stuff that's really no longer serving you. It's like when you go through your wardrobe and you do some spring cleaning, okay? This is why decluttering is kind of roped into this. And you look at, let's just say, a shirt that you haven't worn for 2 summers. Summer is coming up in the Northern Hemisphere. You haven't worn the shirt in 2 summers. You're like, okay, this has got to go. I can donate this, whatever. Same thing is true in our own lives. We may be holding onto a vision of something or an idea or a project, and it's like, okay, well, maybe now is just not the time. Energetically, even though we may have not been doing anything with that project or that energy, if we haven't said, okay, this is enough, I'm going to take my energy and my attention, my focus, and put it towards the things that I really care about and feel passionate about right now and want to do and I want to take action on. We can still have an energetic cord to the energy of something we haven't paid attention to for like 2 years. If we're still feeling like, maybe I'll do something with that. You know, maybe I'll wear that shirt eventually. Just be honest with yourself, okay? So sometimes this energy of consolidating or concentrating your energy, funneling it into the things you really want to embark upon, the projects you really want to get involved in, the things you really want to create. When you cut off, you literally cut the cord of your energy to things that you're like, if you're honest, you're not going to do anything with it. You're just not. Maybe you will later, but you can cut off the energy to that right now. You'll find that it frees up this void within you. It really does. You feel the shift. You feel the difference. This is why it's really important to be present right now. Because when you feel this shift and you're presently connected in with this kind of openness, automatically the flood of creative inspiration, fresh ideas starts coming in. And you get to funnel that towards the things that you really want to do. Consolidate. Concentrate your energy. You can do this. So that's what the energy is all about this week. So some people on my YouTube channel, some people have reached out to me on Facebook Messenger and they're like, well, what's up? How do you do this weekly energy check-in? I don't see you using oracle cards. You're not dowsing. You're not using a pendulum. You're not whatever. You're not channeling. You don't need to use any of those things. You don't. They're great tools. I love them. You can probably see behind me there. I got all kinds of books, and then I have my oracle cards up on top of my bookcase there, and I do use them. They're tools. They're fun for me to play with, but I don't rely on them as a means for me to check in intuitively and trust my own intuitive fount of information. And we all have this ability. And a way for us to play with quantum energies and be able to trust these new potentials and possibilities and ways of being coming in for us. And that includes having more empathic, sensitive, intuitive awareness, being more psychically inclined, okay? Having all of our clairs be magnified. We all have this ability. If you play with this energy more on your own, without tools, without a pendulum, without an oracle card, without crystals, okay? If you just check in, you can do something that I call taking an intuitive snapshot of what's going on with the energy. So it's actually a really, really simple thing to do, and I'll share it with you right now, okay? So, like I said before, getting present is everything. And so you can't check into the quantum field of potential unless you are fully present. So you have to pull all of your awareness back to you, which is really just about setting the intention. And if you're clairvoyant, you can imagine just like all parts and pieces, cords and attachments, wherever your attention is somewhere else, in another time or place, it's in the future, it's in the past, just call it all back to you. I imagine it as like billions of points of light, of where I have my different thoughts elsewhere, or attention or energy or prayers elsewhere. I just call it all back to me. And I imagine it just kind of settling back into my human vessel. And then I imagine a white wash of energy just washing me through, like a power washer of diamond white bright light, washing me through, so that any negative or tight or dense or constricted energy is not there, and it's not forming a barrier or a block for me to intuitively broadcast, emit, or take in energy. And then I take all that energy, I wash myself clean through with that energy, take it out through my feet, take it down to all the layers of the earth, I connect with the core of Mother Earth, so I feel even more present. I'm connected with all of the knowledge and abundance of the Earth's crust, the Earth's core, Mother Earth energy, her heart. And then I purify all of my energy. Anything that's not supposed to be there, it's not serving me, I transmute it in the core, the heart of Mother Earth. And then I bring this pure, completely neutralized energy all the way back up into my body and into my heart space. And then I expand it out. I expand it out as far as I can. And I imagine myself as like a spiritual avatar at the front of this energy, being pushed out past all the realms of space and time. And for me, the energy I connect with is Mother Creatrix energy. I call it the womb of cosmic consciousness. You can call it the divine matrix. You can call it the divine grid. You can call it the universal field of intelligence. You can call it God. You can call it the universal mind. It doesn't matter what you call it. It is all the same energy. So just imagine expanding out to that. And I actually imagine an umbilical cord that connects me with Mother Creatrix. That's just how I envision this. It works for me. It's very powerful. If you want to know what it's like to connect with this, you can download my induction meditation for Mother Creatrix energy to connect in with this, and you'll be able to do this in a snap. This whole process, by the way, takes me about 5 seconds because I connect in with this energy every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. And then when I feel that umbilical cord connection and I'm connected with Mother Creatrix energy, I imagine sometimes we're sitting across from each other and she's actual like a divine mother, or I actually see a matrix, or I see a circular, like a spiral of billions and billions of stars that looks like a nebula turned on its side. It's different to me every time I connect, but I know the feeling. It doesn't matter what it looks like. That's incidental. It's about the feeling. And I know because I'm so used to and I'm so practiced at tuning into this energy that I'm there. And you will too, the more you practice it. And then once you're there, you create the intention because the universal field, this matrix, everything and all potentials are all happening all at once. There's no linear time, okay? It's everything all at once. Everything is interconnected. You can imagine it as like a giant tapestry where everything is woven together. So there's no linear time there. So what I do is I create the intention to take a snapshot of the energies that are happening so that I can translate it into linear time and basically decipher the messages that are there. And so I'll ask for any words because I'm clairaudient. That's my strongest clair, and then claircognizant, or I should say then clairsentience, then claircognizance. So I ask to hear, and I always hear in my right ear, any words associated with this intuitive snapshot of energies. And then I have my journal, and then I write them down, and I'll just write down words. Sometimes they're just scribbles, sometimes they're sentences. This week, what I heard was consolidation. That's what I heard when I was checked into this energy. And I was like, okay, well, give me other words to ground this energy, to translate this energy. Give me other snapshots of feelings that are happening with this energy. And because when you take the intuitive snapshot, you're dealing with something that's non-linear, non-local, non-dual. If you take a snapshot, what you're doing is kind of freezing it in time. And this helps us to translate it into linear time, which is how we understand things down here in 3D reality, right? So when you do that, it's a really, not only is it fun to play with this and see what comes in, you can ask any questions at all when you're in this space. Sometimes if I'm feeling it, I'll ask questions for myself if I'm really kind of trying to figure something out. And I've maybe spent too much intellectual energy on it, and that's usually gets you nowhere. So when I'm checked into this space, I'll ask for guidance or questions or, words or a snapshot of feelings or whatever to help me decipher what's going on for me. But usually when I'm checked into this space, I'm getting the bigger picture of what's going on in the planet. So does that make sense to you guys? And for those of you who are watching the replay, go ahead and let me know. And then I take that, I pull all of my energy back into my heart space when I'm done in that space. Sometimes I'm there for 10 minutes, sometimes I'm there for 40 minutes. It changes every time, depends on the energies of the week. I pull all this back into my heart space, take a deep breath, and then I take it down through the body and ground it back into the earth, because I can't use this and I can't translate this to you guys unless I ground it, okay? And sometimes the energies can feel really, really big for you. So you have to ground this. You don't want to miss this step. You have to take it back into the heart, take it down through the body, and ground it back into the earth. Okay? And it also does something to kind of purify the energies. It purifies you so that when you do translate this information for yourself or whoever you're working with, a client, a group that you're talking to on Facebook, that you are a clear conduit and a clear vessel for presenting this information without any ego, without any filters of your own small self-consciousness, if that makes sense. And then when you ground it back into Mother Earth, you just ask for the purest and clearest messages from that, consolidate the energies, if you will, and then you bring it back up into your physical being, take it all the way up to the top of your head, and then just imagine the energy dissolving or dissipating. Take a deep breath in and open your eyes. It's really simple. And the more you do it, the more you start to trust your own abilities. So you feel like, you don't always have to use oracle cards. You can if you want to. They're fun tools. They're great tools. I still use them, but I don't rely on them anymore. I don't have to. Neither do you. This is how we get to play with the fact that you really are a quantum being and you're capable of these leaps forward. And the more you play in these energies, you start to trust yourself more as a quantum being. You start to trust your ability to open up to new gifts, new capabilities, new talents. Okay? So I invite you to play with that. So the other thing I wanted to mention is that this week is Memorial Day weekend here in the US, and that is, we celebrate all weekend long. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Memorial Day is actually on the 27th, which is a Monday. But I'm going to start celebrating right now. So today at 5 o'clock Pacific time, I am basically putting all my stuff on sale. So the stuff that's in my VIP member vault, that includes like the Wealth Consciousness Collective, my signature online program, Become the Creatrix, which is also called Crack Your Happiness Code. That's going to be on sale. Sacred DNA Activation, the 12-strand activation and the 24-strand activation, that is on sale, and it's also going to include, if you get the 24-strand DNA activation, a Lightarian Reiki life path clearing. Because a lot of the stuff coming in right now, the energies can be overwhelming for some of you. It's making you very confused about your life path. So the Lightarian Reiki life path clearing just kind of frees up your energy a little bit and helps you to see things with a lot more clarity, with a lot more ease and grace. So that's being added on top of the discount that you're getting on the 24-strand DNA activation. This life path clearing is getting added on to that. Workshops, the Reinvent Yourself Workshop is on sale. It's $222. A lot of repeating numbers today. I love it. So yeah, all weekend long, basically. All week long, I should say. Starting tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So if you've been wanting to work with me, now is the time. And this is the ME-morial Week, meaning we're saying goodbye. We're memorializing in a good way. We're honoring, we're celebrating. We're saying goodbye to the old version of self, and we are welcoming in the new, the more expanded, the quantum leaped you. And all of my work is really, designed to help you move into that highest and best version of you that you've been, waiting to realize, waiting to know. And so this is a great time to jump on any kind of package or program from me. It also includes my intensive brainstorming session, which has just been amazing for some of the women that I've worked with. I offer a 3-hour session or a 1.5-hour session. Both of those are going to be on sale this week as well. If you're brainstorming for content in a new program, if you are brainstorming for just ideas on how to shift things in your life, I'm your girl. I'm an idea generating machine and a content queen. So that's on sale this week too. Lots of good stuff. So please feel free to share this. I will be putting the link shortly up in here for my VIP member vault so you can get in there. All of the discount codes are going to be on the descriptions of the courses when you go into my VIP member vault. And I'm going to create a separate post for you to look at what's available for Sacred DNA activation discounts on sale this week, and Become the Creatrix, although that's in the VIP member vault too. Lots of good stuff this week, guys. Get busy. Bust out your journal. If you haven't been someone who's been a journal writer before, now's the time. Go through your old journal notes. See what kind of is kind of gelling, kind of coming together, inviting you to put ideas together to create something new, to reimagine something new in your life, okay? I want to wish you so much love and blessings. Beck says, yes, it's really helpful. I needed this reminder. Do you ever do automatic writing? All the time. All the time. Almost every day. So love and peace to you all. Have a great week. Consolidate, declutter. Concentrate your energy this week. Work with these energies instead of against them. Bye-bye.